Hello and welcome to another edition of Top Hat Chat with myself, Street, and the Top Hat Gaming Man.
Hello.
We have decided, by we I mean me, I have decided that this topic is going to be about why you are wrong.
What do we...
I knew that would frustrate you. I think you said something recently and I think that it was inaccurate.
Inaccurate? What are you referring to?
You're getting really flustered. I think you're wrong about
I'm not wrong about anything.
You stated, I can't remember where, was it Twitter maybe?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That you think that the Xbox 360 was the last big jump graphically in gaming.
It was.
It's not.
It was.
It's not.
The games have looked exactly the same ever since its release back in 2005.
But they really,
that was
really
13 years
That's
ago, and the games look the same now as they did back then.
The improvement has been a little bit slower because I said a little bit slower, not a lot. If you look at some of the games that have come out recently, this week I have looked at Resident Evil 2 Remake, gameplay footage of that.
A game that doesn't actually exist, so that's kind of cheating.
But it looks incredible.
Yeah, but it doesn't exist yet.
God of War, the new God of War game, that looks incredible. Like seriously, there is a list of games that just look absolutely unbelievable, and they look so much better than the 360. So there has been a leap.
I disagree.
It's just been slightly slower.
Exactly. So it was the last big jump.
No, it jumped just a little bit slower, not considerably slower. It hasn't been a really gradual process.
Yes, it has. I can see that when I can't tell. If someone showed me a game out of context and asked me whether it's on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox 360, I wouldn't be able to tell. I genuinely would. I wouldn't know.
Look, if you look at GTA 5 when that first came out,
yeah,
there were some significant graphical enhancements.
I thought they was insultingly similar. I couldn't tell. I remember when they were showing screenshots side by side, they were showing really dumb changes, like a little bit of extra smoke, a few extra blades of grass, really insignificant, pointless things.
Yeah.
What do not affect gameplay experiences whatsoever. Zero paradigm shift in anything.
Don't you think that was very similar to the original Xbox and 360 though?
No, I don't. I think there was a huge noticeable difference. For a start, the Xbox original wasn't in HD, so the switch from non-HD to HD was huge. It looks so different.
Yeah, see, again, I don't see it being that much different to the way the Xbox One looked, or the PS4 looked, to the PS3.
The PS4 and the PS3 look exactly the same. Again, they do. No. And if they do look different, it's such a subtle difference that you're chucking your money down the toilet for those changes.
I think there's enough of a difference to notice, and I think that the comment that you made was definitely pointed towards just getting people to be angry at you.
No, it wasn't. No, I'd never do such a thing.
Sometimes, and I think a lot of people that are watching this video would tend to agree with me, you tend to like to troll people.
I don't troll.
Very occasionally.
Never.
Sometimes.
I don't troll anyone.
A little bit?
No. No.
The thing is that, to an extent, I can see part of your point.
Okay, the PlayStation 360, whatever, that's what I said. Xbox 360, yeah?
It's too new. You can't get your mouth around the words.
Up until now, the Xbox 360 up until now, it's been a 13-year period. That is a long time. Look at the game on release day for the Xbox 360, then look at the game coming out today on the Xbox One X. There will be very small amount in the way of changes. Let's look back again. Look at the game in the year 2000, then look at the game in 1987. You will see a massive gap. We haven't got that gap now. It's pretty much the same.
The gap.
You can't deny that. You cannot deny that.
Yeah.
It's slowed down to a point of almost being pointless.
No, the increments have been smaller, but there has been massive change.
I don't think there has.
And there's a big difference between...
And even if there has been changes, it hasn't affected gameplay experiences in any way, so it's been completely pointless. Making everything just a bit shinier has not changed how games have been played.
Yeah, I can...
Like you'd normally get a console generation, it would completely change the landscape, and you'd get a complete paradigm shift in the way games are played and experienced. Yeah. That's not happened, unless we're going to count VR into all of it. But VR's been around over the years anyway, in different shapes and forms.
Has it?
Yeah.
You got the
VR headsets about. Virtual Boy, I've got one up there.
yeah.
That's not the first. It's not the first VR headset.
Yeah, I think VR is a massive leap.
But it's just a gimmick.
If we don't count it...
Yeah, because like 3D, it's a gimmick, it's not really...
but it's a gimmick that I think has a really good chance of catching on.
It won't. I don't think so. But this is another video altogether, isn't it?
That's
Shifting gears too much.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where I think that it's relevant, specifically to this, because, again, you said that there has been no real difference, but there has. And you say the way games have played, there is no real difference.
There isn't, though, is
But
there?
with VR...
People have already pretty much
stopped
playing with VR. It came out like 2 years ago or something, and people have already don't really play it.
I don't know. I think I still play mine.
It's kind of like the Kinect all over again, in my opinion.
No, the Kinect was different. That was.
I think it was.
Yeah, no, that
Same
was
sort
terrible.
Of thing.
But the VR, I mean, that was a massive jump. That changed the way games were played. That changed the way games were viewed.
No, it hasn't. Like I said, it's just a gimmick. It's like saying the Wii with its motion control changed everything. No, it didn't. It was a gimmick. Same as.
The Wii was a gimmick, but again, I think VR is potentially going to keep going.
No, I don't think so. So it's 3D.
I think in 20, 30 years, we'll end up with...
Oh yeah, it'll come back it'll come back once every 20 years or something like 3D.
In 20 years, it'll be a point where when
3D,
you go and buy a console, that is what you'll buy.
3D was big in the 1950s, it was big in the 1980s, and it was big in the 2010s. And same as VR, it was big in the 90s, it's big in whatever period we're in now.
Have you played with a VR headset?
I have, yeah.
Properly?
Yeah.
And played some good games?
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't pay the money it is. No chance.
I think that's the problem. I think that's a big problem with it.
Yeah, but we're going completely off subject. We're talking about the Xbox 360 and how the gaming hasn't shifted since. It hasn't.
Well, again, VR, I think you have the argument is
that's
there.
really stupid because since the 360, although you've had loads of stuff like motion controls and all that, it's not the main paradigm of gaming, is it? So having a peripheral that does something, because that's all VR is, it's a peripheral that does something, is the same as all the other peripherals that have done something. We're talking about core gaming, which the average gamer does every day.
Core gaming?
Yeah.
That word that you said doesn't really mean anything.
I've never said it doesn't mean anything. I said core gaming is a core gamer is someone who plays the lowest common denominator. So the Call of Duties, the FIFAs.
Okay, right, fair enough. Again, I think there's been a difference. I don't think it's been as substantial as what we've seen in the past. But I think there's been enough of a difference for the comment not to be 100% accurate.
I think, though, the difference has been so pathetic, it's not been something not even worth acknowledging or being excited about. If anything, it's something to moan about, saying, what are you lazy developers doing by just not making any jumps in quality? Do you know what I mean? Or are you just being greedy? Why did you bother releasing the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in the first place? I would have been happy to carry on with a PS3 and 360. I would have. The graphics were good enough. I didn't need this extra hardware, because it's not done me any favours.
Yeah.
In fact, it's made me stop playing them altogether.
Yeah, no, I can see your point. Although, you like new consoles to come out, because it means you can go back and get all the games really cheap.
It's true.
So I don't know why you're that angry about it.
I think my main gripe with the newest generation consoles is, for whatever reason, to get these few extra blades of grass and all that wasn't particularly feasible. Because now, whenever you put a new game in, you have to install it and do updates and all stuff. You never used to have to do that.
Yeah, no,
so they're clearly not. These small changes have not been worth what how they've hindered gaming.
Some of the patches aren't to do with kind of graphics and updates and stuff like that. Some of the updates, which again you're going to get angry, are the fact that they release games that haven't been play tested properly.
Yeah. So can we just agree to disagree and at least finish on this? Can we agree that the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 were far better systems than what have come after it?
Yes. To be fair, I will. Yeah, 100%.
Made far more of an impact and were far less of a hindrance.
I can agree. I can agree with that. That's absolutely fair. I think there has been an improvement in the graphics. I think it hasn't been as dramatic as what we've seen in the past, but I think there still is a big enough difference.
Do you think the graphical changes are worth it, though, for all of the hassle it's brought along with it? Because I don't. It's taking us back to the dark ages. It's taking us back to the days of microcomputers where everything's a hassle just to turn on.
I think improvements do come at cost.
But they never used to. It's only this generation does it come at as a cost.
It would run better if the prices of the consoles had gone up in line with inflation. But the problem is that everybody's still stuck at saying, well, I'm not paying more than 300 quid for a console. I'm not paying more than 400 quid for a console. When that's a very similar price point to what they were 15, 20 years ago.
True.
So if the people were more okay at saying, well, actually, bearing in mind everything's
So
gone up.
your theory is consoles are crap now because everyone's too tight to pay for a decent
They're
console.
intentionally limited.
So they're intentionally crap.
Yeah, they're intentionally limited to push them out at a better price point so people don't feel slighted when they go and buy them. Because if the next Xbox came out for 800 quid...
So this just goes back to my point in the previous
buy
video, doesn't it, then, that we need a new Neo Geo style console. We need a high-end console, what's like $1,000 or something, what actually works.
Yes, and it shows you how good consoles could be.
And then people would just say, oh, that's a gaming PC. But no, we've discussed this where it's not a gaming PC because games that are made for the PC are made purposely underpowered so they will run on that Xbox One and PS4 as well, aren't they?
Some of them.
We want a super powerful system which has exclusives.
We need a new Neo Geo.
We do. We do. So yes, nothing's changed in 13 years except for things have got worse.
Some things have changed. Some of it's good, most of it's bad. There we go. Do you want to do a nice outro?
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, chip in on this subject. What do you think? I'd be curious to hear in the comment section. I'm not going to, I can't even think of the word. I'm not going to condescend you by telling you what to write in the comment section. That's down to you. So write your comment in the comment section down below. It's literally down below this window.
So you didn't condescend them by telling them what to write, but
No,
you did by telling them where the comment section
down
is.
below. Yeah. So make sure you write in the comment section.
You'll be telling people to hit that like button soon.
Yeah, hit the like button, and also hit the notification bell so you can join our notification squad. That's what you meant to say, aren't you?
I think that, yeah.
Notification squad.
Maybe that can go in the next script, which we don't have.
Yeah.
I wrote it on the back of this skull.
So anyway, it's been your boy Top Hat Gaming Man, and your boy Luke Street. That's what they else they say.
That was right. It was word for word.
Yeah. Cheerio!
I'd like to give a shout out to Michael Keneally as well as all of our other patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It helps us keep this channel going. And if anybody else would like to donate to this channel, we have a link in our description.